Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying close attention to the NFL and especially to the San Francisco 49ers, you already know that this offseason has been a roller coaster of emotions, challenges, and surprises. But right now, what's happening behind the scenes could have a seismic impact on how the Niners approach the upcoming season. And trust me, it's not just about the big names we all love. Christian McCaffrey, of course, is still the heartbeat of that offense. But there's a real concern brewing on the running back front, a situation that could determine whether they push deep into the playoffs or face some serious hurdles early on. You see, through just 2 preseason games, the 49ers have already been hit with a wave of injuries at the running back position. Isaac Guerendo, Patrick Taylor Jr., Jordan James and Corey Kiner, these are all talented players no doubt, but they're currently sidelined with injuries like shoulder, finger, ankle, you name it. That leaves the 49ers with only Christian McCaffrey, Jeff Wilson Jr., and Keshawn Vaughn healthy and ready to go. And let's be honest, that's a precarious position for a team with Super Bowl ambitions. Imagine this scenario. The season kicks off, and suddenly, one of those remaining backs gets injured. It's a brutal reality, but one that NFL teams often face during the grind of a 17-game schedule plus playoffs. The 49ers, known for their stellar roster construction and strategic depth, could find themselves in a bind if they don't address this issue before the season begins. Because, folks, the backup running back position isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity, especially in a division like the NFC West, where every game counts and injuries are part of the game. And here's where things get even more interesting. According to reports from Jordan Schultz, the Washington Commanders are actively looking to trade their fourth-year running back, Brian Robinson Jr. Now, this isn't just some rumor floating around, it's a serious possibility, and it's very relevant for the 49ers. Robinson, entering the final year of his rookie contract, is at a crossroads. He's eligible for an extension, and it's clear that the Commanders are not willing to pay him what he might be asking for, especially as they seem to be gearing up for a rebuild or at least a reevaluation of their roster. Robinson Jr. could have started his NFL career with the 49ers in 2022. In fact, they had a chance to draft him, but instead, they chose Ty Davis-Price in the 3rd round, a move that, in hindsight, might not have panned out as hoped. Davis-Price has struggled to find consistency and has only 43 carries in his career so far, bouncing around different teams and trying to carve out a role. Meanwhile, Robinson was selected 5 picks later by the Commanders, and over the past 3 seasons, he's been their primary back, a bruising, powerful runner who excels in contact situations and near the goal line. He's exactly the kind of back that could provide the physicality and reliability the 49ers need, especially given their current injury woes. Now, let's talk about the player himself. Brian Robinson Jr. is a different kind of running back compared to Christian McCaffrey. While McCaffrey is known for his versatility, agility, and ability to do everything in the backfield, Robinson is more of a traditional power back, built to run between the tackles, break tackles, and punch it in near the goal line. His style complements McCaffrey's, and in a team that relies heavily on a balanced run-pass attack, having a back like Robinson could be a game-changer. But there's a catch. Robinson is also seeking an extension, which might scare off the 49ers front office. You see, San Francisco has been notoriously conservative when it comes to paying players they didn't draft, especially in an offseason where they've prioritized keeping their core intact without overspending. That's why the idea of trading for Robinson, just before the season starts, is so intriguing. Because, in a way, it's a low-cost solution that could solve a lot of problems. If they bring him in, he could serve as a reliable backup, a dependable goal line option, and a veteran presence to help stabilize that backfield. And let's not forget about Jordan Mason, who is an undrafted free agent signed by the 49ers in 2022. Mason has shown flashes of being a tough, physical runner, a true bruiser in the mold of Robinson. But with the team's decision to trade Mason to the Minnesota Vikings, mainly to make room for other signings, they've lost a player who could have been a valuable piece in their backup plans. Now, the 49ers find themselves potentially over-reliant on Jeff Wilson Jr., who, while capable, is nearing 30 and has not shown the same durability or explosiveness that Robinson or Mason can provide. And this is exactly why the team needs to act fast. The season opener against the Seahawks is right around the corner, and the last thing they want is to start the year with an overworked McCaffrey, risking another injury. The risk here isn't just about missing a game or two, it's about the long-term health of their star player and the overall effectiveness of their offense. If McCaffrey gets injured because they lack a solid backup, it could derail their entire season. That's why acquiring a player like Brian Robinson Jr. makes so much sense. He's durable, powerful, and has proven to be a consistent performer. Now it's interesting to look at the bigger picture. The 49ers have built a roster that is loaded with talent on paper, a team that's deep in almost every position. But injuries are the great equalizer, as we all know in football. The NFL season is a marathon, not a sprint, and depth matters more than ever when fatigue and injuries set in. With the recent injury issues at the running back position, it's clear that the team might need to make a strategic move before the start of the season. Waiting too long might lead to over-reliance on McCaffrey, who's already been through a lot in his career, and overuse can only lead to more injuries. The 49ers, under head coach Kyle Shanahan, have always prioritized a strong run game, a smart offensive scheme, and a defense that can carry the load when their offense struggles. Even the best schemes can be derailed if key players go down. That's why this potential trade for Robinson isn't just a nice-to-have, it's becoming a necessity. Imagine the possibilities. Robinson, with his power and goal-line expertise, could help the 49ers punch in touchdowns when it matters most, take the pressure off McCaffrey, and keep the offense functioning smoothly even if injuries strike again. And let's talk about the division for a second, because that's where the stakes are really high. The NFC West is always competitive, with the Seahawks, Rams, and Cardinals all gunning for supremacy. The 49ers want to maintain their dominance, but if they're hamstrung by a thin backfield, that could give rivals an opening to upset them. The Seahawks, for example, have been building a solid team and will likely be motivated to beat San Francisco early in the season. The Rams are still trying to find their rhythm, but they've got some talented players. The Cardinals, well, they're in rebuild mode, but nobody can overlook the unpredictability of this division. That's why solid depth at every position, especially running back, could be the difference maker in a tight race. Now, I want to take a quick moment to highlight just how critical this situation is for the 49ers. They're a team that's always been about smart, strategic moves, building through the draft, developing talent, and making shrewd trades. But sometimes, the injury bug hits, and you've got to adapt quickly. If they can bring in a player like Robinson before the season starts, it's not just about plugging a hole, it's about reinforcing the entire team's foundation. It's about ensuring that the offense remains explosive, that McCaffrey can carry the load without overdoing it, and that the defense can stay aggressive knowing they have a reliable backup to keep the running game going. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think the team should pursue Brian Robinson Jr. in a trade? Do you believe that their current backfield can hold up, or are you worried about over-reliance on McCaffrey? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion really matters. This is a team that thrives on community, and your voice makes a difference. Remember, the NFL season is full of surprises, injuries, and bold moves, and the 49ers are no strangers to making those decisive decisions at the right moment. So to sum up, what we're seeing right now is a team that's on the brink of a crucial moment. The injury issues at running back could threaten their Super Bowl aspirations if not addressed quickly. The possibility of acquiring Brian Robinson Jr. is more than just a rumor. It's a solution that could stabilize their backfield, add much-needed power, and help them stay competitive throughout the season. The team's smart front office, led by Coach Shanahan, will have to decide whether to make a move or gamble on what they have. Either way, the stakes are high and the clock is ticking. The NFC West isn't going to wait, and neither should the 49ers. And that's all for today's update, folks. Remember, I'll be back soon with more breaking news, in-depth analysis, and everything you need to stay ahead of the game in the NFL and especially with your beloved San Francisco 49ers. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't yet, share this video with your fellow fans, and keep that passion alive. Because, believe me, this season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting yet, and San Francisco is right in the middle of it all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.